Alright, how we doing, you beautiful people? Konzi here, bringing you some FTL action. So we have played with the Kestrel, we have played with the Red Tail, and possibly go onto the Swallow. Dual shot laser, basic weak laser, dual laser, sorry. Often used by transport ships that can't afford bet. Requires 1 power, charge time of 10 seconds, shot per charge 2, normal damage 1, low fire chance, and then the ion stunner. Ion weapons can disable systems without causing hull damage. This ion weapon stuns crew inside the ring for 5 seconds. Require 1 power, charge time 10 seconds, shot per charge 1, stun 5, ion damage 1. Actually, that might be ridiculously good. Okay, so we're going to go with the Swallow. We got 3 crew members, and one of them is a Lanius. Okay, drains oxygen from rooms, slow movement, but no damage from lack of oxygen. Alright. Normal difficulty, and let's start. The data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch you. Tip: fire. If fire is spreading, consider opening airlocks and doors to prevent the oxygen from parts of your ship. Fire is quickly extinguished without O2. Wow, okay, I can really read today. That was impressive even for me. So we'll just go up north, probably go down to the distress beacon, and then back up to the store. Upon completing your jump, you receive a message from a nearby ship. Greetings and welcome to our beacon. For a small fee, we'll let you continue on your way. Reject their offer. Too bad, you'll regret this decision. Okay, so we start off with 2 points in sensors, which is pretty smart, I like that. So we'll put our weapons onto auto fire. We're going to use the ion stunner to hit their shield straight off the bat. Then we'll have the dual laser ready, and then as soon as the ion stunner fires, we'll just miss all of our shots apparently. Well, that's a good start. We're taking 1 damage on hull. Not a massive deal. We're taking one of their weapons out. So the shields are back on. Okay, so that ion stunner travels super slow. So it travels slower than our lasers. Oh, I've got my shields offline, don't want that. So what I'm actually thinking is we put the ion stunner onto their weapons and then our dual lasers onto their shields. So that would keep their weapons offline and their shields offline. I guess it's all learning experience at the end of the day. Okay, take everything we have and let's both forget this happened. So their offer is 3 fuel, 1 drone part, 8 scrap. 3 fuel's pretty good. 8 scraps okay, and 1 drone part's alright. Let's go down to the distress beacon. You've encountered a refugee ship drifting in space. It looks as if it was fleeing the rebel advance and ran out of fuel. Its distress beacon is active. You're not sure if anyone is on board, and its communications seem to be down. Prepare to board and investigate. It looks as if the ship ran out of fuel and the crew ran out of food not long after. Despite the grisly scene that remains, you find 1 surviving crewman locked in the freezer, almost perfectly preserved and apparently overlooked by the starving crew. Okay, so we've got an NG called Giles coming in. We'll put him onto the shields. So most of our main systems are now occupied, so engines, weapons, shields and bridge, which is pretty good. We'll jump to 1 more sector and then head up and see if we can get anything. An advanced rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small rebel space station. Senders indicate it is a storage vessel for military goods. Okay, attack the automated ship to get to storage cache, provoke attack in the ship. Let's attack it. It's got a drone with a laser beam. Okay, So if we just focus down their weapons, because that's the only way they can get through our defences. And if they get through, yeah, that little laser drone's going to start causing us a little bit of bother. Not a massive amount, but enough to be annoying. We'll change the dual lasers over onto shields, and we'll use the iron stunner just to keep their weapons offline. Actually, let's just put everything onto their shields now. So the shields are down, which obviously is a good thing. Their weapons are offline. They won't stay offline, they will go back on. Change the iron stunner back across to their weapons because they'll go back online soon. And obviously that's not what we want, because this way they can't get through. I mean, this ship's evade is seriously good. So let's go hit their bridge. That should knock their evade down a little bit. And then back onto the weapons. And then their shields seem to be coming back online. Let's focus down their shields again, and we'll just keep on top of it. Cool. That's the ship down. Didn't take too much damage, took a little bit. You salvage what you can from the broken ship, which is 17 scrap. Investigate the station. Ooh, no, that's good. The station is a storage site for military grade weapons. You find one that can be easily attached to your ship. A burst laser Mark II. Now don't get me wrong, this isn't the best weapon in the game, but we can nearly afford to get it active. Oh, okay, let's check this out. So it's a charge time of 12 seconds, but it fires 3 shots a charge. Requires 2 power, normal damage 1. But I think with how slow that iron stunner fires, we'll be able to get the dual laser to fire first. Then the iron stunner will be shooting, and hopefully by that time the burst laser can be coming through. So this is going to wreck enemy shields. Okay, just checking the path, make sure we have enough space. Okay, we'll go up to the store, see if there is anything that's going to be worth getting. The space station here has a travelling merchant who shows you his wares. Wow, Reading again. Medibay not interested in mind control and hacking. Not super useful. Automated reloader. These are really good. Okay, so automated reloader, cooldown between weapon shots is improved by 10%, which is actually insane. And then the shield recharge booster. Boost the ship's shield recharge rate by 15%, which is really good. Unfortunately we can't afford that, but what we can afford is the automated reloader. And I think what we're going to do for now... Oh, we do have emergency respirators. I guess that makes sense from the guy that we have. Let's see if we can sell that. Oh no we don't, I was looking at the wrong sector. Or section. Good job we didn't buy it. We'll bring the burst laser online. That'll be our main weapon. With the 10% cooldown that we got, it's going to shoot obviously a bit quicker. Then we have manned system, so then it's going to fire even quicker. So hopefully we should be able to outgun most of the enemies we come across. A pirate ship arrives shortly after you. Judging from the fact that it's attempting to avoid your ship, you assume that it is a smuggler trying to stay away from the beacons. Attack the ship. You power up your weapons and move in to engage. They will get the first volley off against us, just because their weapons should fire quicker than ours, or it might be at the same time. Okay, so we're taking one weapon down so far. We'll keep focusing on their weapons, or not apparently. That bomb doesn't seem to do any hull damage. It must only damage crew, which would be quite useful. The weapons are offline so they can't attack us. We're then going to go focus down their shields. They have some crazy evade at the moment. Like, we're missing so many shots. Okay, they're trying to get away. The shields are offline. One of their weapons is offline. We'll put a volley into the bridge. And then a volley into their engines. Actually, we might as well just hit their weapons at this point. Their FTL is delayed, so they can't jump out of the fight. And the ship is down. Alright. From the bits and pieces you find, you decide that the ship was gathering information. Nothing seems useful. Okay, so we've got 15 scrap. Let's jump to the next sector. By the time you notice the rebel ship behind the beacon, it's too late to avoid the fight. They have a heavy laser and looks like a light laser. So let's go put a couple more shots into their weapons, hopefully be able to knock them offline. They're going to get that first volley off, that is happening whether we like it or not. But one of their weapons is down. If we can keep their weapons down, then we don't need to worry about them being able to get through our shields, because they can only get through the shields if both of their weapons fire. But they do have like a repair droid in there that's going to make repairing up their subsystems like super quick. Okay, they're trying to jump away. Their weapons are offline. We'll put a volley into the bridge just because we're carrying like that. Shooting them in the bridge means they can't jump to FTL. They offer to give you some of their goods if you don't destroy the ship. Nope. No, that's not a good trade. Okay, the bridge is offline. Their weapons are down. If we hit their engines, they should be out. There we go. If we take out the bridge, their evade drops. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. Okay, so that's 1 fuel, 2 missiles, 14 scrap. That's pretty good, decent actually. Not even mad about that. Soon we'll have enough to be able to upgrade our weapons so we can get our dual lasers on. Upon completing your jump, you receive a message from a nearby ship. Greetings and welcome to our beacon. For a small fee, we'll let you continue on your way. Pay their toll of 17 scrap, reject their offer. Okay, we're rejecting it. Too bad, you'll regret this decision. No, it is you that will regret this decision. So they've got 2 NGs. They've got a missile launcher and a heavy blaster. The missile launcher is the main threat because that will just get through our shields. Like, well, yeah, simple as that. Just get through our shields. They've taken our shields offline. We'll pull our gunner down. Their weapons are offline. We'll put a volley into their shields. Then we'll go back onto their weapons. NGs are really good at repairing, so their subsystems are not going to stay offline for any length of time. But they did get the shot off and took out our shields. Not too crazy. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful stuff. So there's another fuel, 2 missiles, 16 scrap, which is nearly enough. It is enough to now get our dual blasters on. For Sector 1, we are looking very well armed. You cycle through the wideband comm channels. As soon as you arrive, nothing but static. Okay, let's jump to another nebula. It appears that an automated rebel scout was positioned within the nebula to warn of your passing. The ship starts to power its FTL drive. If it gets away, it will no doubt warn the rebel fleet of your position. Okay, so they got hacker system, ion and missiles. So I'm going to put 2 onto their shields, and then the rest is going to go into the bridge. The bridge will knock out their ability to ideally be able to jump to FTL. Now we're going to need to focus down their weapons as their shields and evaders off. Those missiles are going to start causing us some trouble real quick. Okay. Yeah, once you take out the bridge on those automated scouts, they are just sitting ducks. The ship breaks apart and you feel relief in the knowledge that you will hopefully still be one step ahead of the fleet. Wow, more rebel scouts. You detect an automated rebel scout attacking this small refining outpost. Okay, we're going to intervene to defend the outpost because normally they give you fuel and a little bit of scrap. Detecting the high threat, the automated ship moves in to engage your ship. Okay, it looks like they got a charged ion cannon and a missile system. So we're just going to put everything into their weapons. Their missile will probably fire off before we get a chance to take it out. Yeah. But we've done some damage to the weapon systems. The missile is back online, which is a little bit annoying, but it's now off. Shoot my heavy blaster into their shields. Just try to get through this fight fairly quickly. Okay, easy. The ship breaks apart and you quickly salvage what you can. So that's 3 fuel, super good. 1 train part, not useful, and 8 scrap. That's cool. The outpost hails after the scout was destroyed. Thanks for the help. We've been harassed non-stop by these scouts. Take this on the house. 1 fuel, 1 train part, 18 scrap. Which is, yet again, really, really good. Okay, that's annoying. I was hoping I could go to here and then jump across back to the exit, but I can't. I've already been there. And we wouldn't have enough time to go up to come back. So let's go down to the exit, see what's happening there. Sometimes there's an event. This long-range beacon is almost hidden within a nebula. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. We'll go down to the unvisited nebula. Hopefully there's something about. You arrive in the middle of a plasma storm. Despite the harsh conditions, a rebel scout seems to be waiting for you. Okay. So environmentals, you're inside a nebula, your systems will not function, but the rebel fleet will advance more slowly towards you. This section of the nebula has experienced a plasma storm. Your main reactor can only function at half capacity. Okay, so what do I have on? I've got my cloning bay on, 1 weapon system and shields. They can't get through our shields, so we'll just take our time. We will focus down their bridge. We'll turn off the cloning bay, we'll put the oxygen on. Okay, we've hit their bridge. We'll now hit their engines. We'll hit their O2. Then we'll hit the drones. So engines will mean they won't have a very good evade. Drones offline. They've turned their shields on, but that shouldn't matter because they won't be able to evade. And that was it. Fairly straightforward fight. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap. So we've got 2 fuel, which is good. 1 missile, 15 scrap. Okay, we're going to need to turn my engines on, so we'll drop the shields, put the engine on. Then we're going to have to get out of the sector. Bit of a shame, we didn't spend as much time in the sector as we could have. And now we'll get to sector 2. Enchanted Nebula or Abandoned Sector. We'll go Abandoned Sector. I generally find it a bit more interesting than the nebulas. The war tore through this civilian sector, and just recently even the few life signs that remain have begun blinking out. Rumours suggest that the Lannis are responsible. Oh, it's those like oxygen dudes. Shields. Weapons. Cool. Nearly got enough to get another weapon online, which would be super tasty. An advanced rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small rebel space station. Sensors indicate it is a storage vessel for military goods. Attack the automated ship? Yeah, we're always going to attack. That's a silly question. We'll put everything onto their weapons. Their little laser can't get through our shields, that heavy blaster can. So if we can knock it down, that'd be pretty good. I'll put my light laser onto their bridge to negate their evade. Their evade's going to do more damage than their shields. Well, stop more damage than their shields. So the evade chance on these ships is really high, so taking out their bridge is better than taking out their shields if you can get through their shields. You salvage what you can from the broken ship, that's 23 scrap. The station was either abandoned or stripped clean. It seems to have lain unused for quite some time. You find nothing of use. Okay. So we can either look into getting better shields, which actually sounds really good, or we can upgrade so that we can use our iron stunner. What we'll do is, we're only in sector 2, so we don't need to worry about having the extra shields right now. We'll see if we find a better weapon. If we find a better weapon, we'll go into weapons. If we don't, what we'll do is we'll go into shields. As you are getting your bearings, another ship suddenly arrives at the beacon. This is Lanius, and they've marked your ship for salvage. Okay, again, if we just take out their weapons, they can't do anything to us. Well, that goes for any ship, but they've only got one shield. They do have a heavy blaster. That's not a massive issue. And then the laser. The laser can't get through our shields, which is pretty smart. So we just take out their main weapon, they can't really do much. You receive a one word message from the enemy ship, surrender. You assume they're asking to surrender rather than demanding your surrender. So we'd get free fuel, 1 drone part and 13 scrap. We could carry on and destroy the ship, but free fuel, that is actually a very good offer. We'll carry on down the bottom edge of the sector. I reckon that's going to be our best bet. You detect a damaged vessel docked with the jump beacon. It appears the Lanius are absorbing metal from the beacon, risking destroying it and becoming stranded. Ask if they require assistance, send them 30 scrap, leave. Lanius crew, ask if they require assistance. After a time you are told they were damaged and unable to repair their ship due to lack of metal. They offer to exchange a piece of their ship equipment for some scrap or other useful materials. We will give them 6 drone parts, we're not going to be using them. Cool. You release the material out of the airlock and the Lanius quickly collect it and start melting it down. They are grateful for your assistance and send over a ship augmentation, FTL recharge booster. Not that that's super useful for us because we aren't playing like a sneaky style of ship, but what we can do is we can sell it at the next store that we go to. You detect a refueling platform near the beacon, although its broadcast signal is garbage and you can't make out the message. Hail the platform and attempt to communicate. Dock with the platform. Okay, we're going to hail. There is a screech from your comms console and the broadcast suddenly cuts off. The platform suddenly begins to move, revealing itself to be a Lanius ship. Okay, they do have the same weapons as we have, other than they got a Mark 1 blaster. What we got to hope is that we can get our volley off to take out their weapons before they can shoot. Okay. So yeah, we're just going to have to focus down their weapons on this one. Now that that weapon's down, I'll move my dual blaster onto their shields. Burst laser will stay on their weapons just to keep them offline. Then if both their shields go down, what we'll do is hit the bridge. Or we win, like we just have. The ship explodes, leaving behind a collection of useful scrap material. 2 fuel, 1 drone part, 20 scrap. Investigate the platform. It looks as if the Lanius were uninterested in the fuel reserves on the station, and there's a good amount of fuel left. You take what your ship can hold and prepare to jump to the next beacon. Okay, 4 fuel, amazing. We'll go here. There seems to be more about this area so we can jump to and that. A merchant ship is docked with a Lanius transport. You measure them to see if they need any help. It turns out they've been studying the Lanius's ability to reshape metal. Inquire about the process. They respond, we haven't the foggiest idea how it works. They appear to meld part of their body into the metal and reshape it. They have been willing to demonstrate their ability. If you have some extra metal that you like converted into something. Okay, weapon augmentation. We use our linear screw. Your linear screw offers to aid the process to speed it along. They think it can be performed a bit more efficiently with the extra help and requires less scrap. Sometimes you end up with terrible weapons though, and they don't really sell for that much. I think we'll decline. You thank them for the information and prepare to jump. Okay, it gives us more access to more places to jump to. You stumble across a mining expedition. Unfortunately, the miners are Delenius, and they've chosen your ship as the target. Hopefully these guys aren't too scary. Their dual blaster going off would cause us some damage, but we'll manage to take out their weapons. Dual lasers will go onto the shields, which both miss, and then my main burst laser will go onto their weapons. You receive an image of their captain, silhouetted by the destruction aboard their ship. It bows forward with the metallic appendages about its body doing the same. Wow, reading sucks today. It appears to be requesting mercy. No. And their ship is destroyed. The ship explodes, revealing their cargo of unprocessed metal. You collect a significant amount of scrap. So yeah, 27 scrap. That is pretty good. 1 fuel, 1 drain part. I'm not too mad about that. What I'll do is we will be expecting to find a shop pretty soon. There we go. Bang on cue. And hopefully it has a weapon pre-igniter. A large transport ship undergoing maintenance hails you. Greetings, friend. We're getting out of this sector as soon as this coolant shaft is fixed, and I suggest you do the same. I half expect these damn metal freaks to come out and try to melt down our ship at any moment. We're trying to offload some inventory. Interested in buying something? They got an automated reloader. I'm not sure if that stacks. If that did stack, that'd be mental. Because you can have like 3 on your ship, so that'd be like a 30-second reduction. That would just be like having a chain gun. Reverse iron field. Protects your ship from iron damage, giving a 50% chance to negate it entirely. That's actually amazing. But not amazing enough. And we don't need any more crew, we don't need cloaking, hacking or drone control. We'll fix a bit of our hull up. We don't need fuel, we're not using missiles, and we don't need drones. Okay, let's upgrade the ship. Let's put 2 into power. And then we'll go 2 into shields. So okay, our shields are at level 2. Our weapons are doing alright. We'll put 1 more point into power. So then we're going to be able to upgrade to weapons level 3 pretty soon. And that's going to be super useful. That means we're going to be able to get the iron stunner on. So we're going to be a bit more tanky. We're not going to take as much damage. And then we're going to have 3 weapons firing. You recognise the ship as a well-known slaver. He hails you, offering the labourers for cheap. 41 is pretty good, but we're going to attack the slaver. If we can take them down low enough and not destroy them, they'll give us the guy for free anyway. Don't need to worry too much about their lasers. They're not going to do a massive amount of damage. They might be able to get through... No, they can't even get through our armour, unless they have a really good sync with their... from the laser and the beam. If they synergise and then hit us, then yeah, we'll be in trouble. But other than that, we're pretty good. We surrender, take 1 of our slaves as tribute. If you destroy us, they'll die anyway. Okay, we got a rock man. That's pretty useful. He's going to be our tank, so he's going to be on doors. Oh, I think we're looking like we're in a pretty good position. trying to think. Yeah, I can't be that greedy. The amount of playthroughs I've lost because I got greedy and then the fleet catches me. At first everything seems quiet, then your scanners pick up a ship approaching at high speed. The Lanius have detected your arrival and are powering up their weapons. Okay, everything onto theirs. Should be pretty straightforward. I'm actually going to take my Rockman and put them onto my sensors, because then we're going to get... Yeah, we can see their weapons charging now. I think it's one more level and we get to see where they're allocating their power, which could be super useful. Your comms console receives a video feed of the enemy's ship crew waving small makeshift white flags. It appears they have taken research about your culture's customs, quite literally. For fuel, that's really good. Now we're going to blow you up. I've got 14 fuel, so I'm alright for a while. Whereas having the extra scrap so I can get extra weapons online would be a bit more useful. Yeah, 24 scrap, that's pretty bang on. The ship explodes, leaving behind a collection of useful scrap material. So, we can now go put an extra point into weapons, and then we've got 3 weapons online. Which will put us in a pretty awesome situation for the next fight we get in. An image of some weak and hungry humans comes onto your screen. These metal bastards think they can just absorb half of our engines and leave us here to die. Hope you understand the need to take your ship by force. Intruders on board. Okay, Rockman onto doors. You into there. Actually, if I'm putting the Rockman on doors, I don't need to do that. These guys are going to be somewhat stuck. So the idea is going to be to try to get rid of all the oxygen in this area. So then hopefully they'll begin to suffocate, and then all we're going to do is just move back by section by section. Okay, well they're going to die soon. I don't have a medibay, so I can't really fight them, because when one of your guys dies when he's cloned, he comes back, but his stats aren't as good. So, not something I really want to do, so trying to keep my guys alive at the moment would be pretty good. Oh, I'm going to need to move you there. Close all doors. Move you guys into here. Move you there, move you into there. Sweet. I nearly killed my own crew with my guy. I forgot they absorbed the oxygen from the room, which can cause you a little bit of issue. My NG was on my shields, Rockman's that means you're on weapons. What I'll do is I'll save the position so I actually remember it, and then we'll jump to the next sector. We'll jump to the exit. Hopefully there's something here to fight. You arrive at the long range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. So, 3 drone parts for 12 scrap. Yeah, sounds good. And now our next sector. We'll go NG controlled space. That generally gives you something decent, like weapons and stuff. You arrive at in NG space at Mantis have been threatening the NG core worlds, but you should be able to stock up on your journey. Oh right, well that is the end of episode 1 of the Swallow. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Konzi. I appreciate all the likes, comments and subs. It means a lot to me, and I'll catch you on the next one.